Hello, welcome back to another video. Today we're going over my first week on the AIP diet. So, editing Danielle coming in here, and there'll be a few of these editing cuts since this video is a little bit of a modge podge. I was originally only going to do 1 week of AIP, but I decided to do 2 since 2 is when I was being a little stricter to AIP. Little cut in here, it is 2 weeks on AIP, not just 1. I did start it last week once I was able to start eating food again. If you didn't watch my last video, you'll see I've been going through some health issues lately, and it has not been a fun time. But the AIP diet, autoimmune protocol, basically is supposed to help with inflammation in your body. I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis with severe inflammation. I decided what's the diet that probably will be the best for just seeing what triggers this or what could have triggered this in the first place. I already have my suspicions. We'll talk about them in this video a little bit. But yeah, I wanted to take you through this, what I've been eating, what are my staples, because it is a hard diet. You have to eliminate lots and lots of things. And coconut's pretty huge in it. I was never a coconut lover, but I've learned to love it this week because oils and coconut milk and anything you want sweet usually has to do with some sort of coconut product. But really, it's been just a week full of veggies, berries, fruits, meats, and you know, I'm gonna be honest with you, I am following the AIP diet as closely as I possibly can. Obviously, no caffeine, sticking to water. Water basically is all I'm drinking. I did try kombucha because it is good to get that gut stuff that you get for kombucha, but it didn't really agree with me yet. So that was one thing that I've been trying to drink. But yeah, I'll take you through. We'll cook up some meals and you'll get to see what we've been eating this last week, and we'll see if I can stick to this for at least the next week or 2. Okay, so we just got done at the park. We was here with the kids. It was very busy today, very warm. You can tell I'm pretty sweaty. But it was cool. It was cool. I always like taking all 3 kids by myself. It makes me feel like very confident about being a mom. But we always go and we get QC Fuel. It's a local coffee shop. It has protein shakes. So I went and looked at their menu. I do have a pretty much AIP compliant order that I can do there. It does have pea protein, which technically pea is a nightshade, so it's not completely AIP compliant. But I am allowing that one in because vegan proteins always use pea proteins. So I am going to get a protein shake from there because I love them and I want to see what their non-dairy option tastes like. So yeah, we will see. Pretty good. Pretty darn good. I believe it's made with oat milk. So still, that's not AIP compliant, but it's better than dairy. Okay, now we are back where we started today in my office. I did get that protein shake, which, like I said, it is not 100% clean AIP, but it was pretty darn good. The only thing was the milk and the protein. Those were not AIP compliant. Protein has the pea protein, but every protein shake I make at home also does, which when I got home, I actually made another protein shake because James wanted one. So I used my Vega protein that has like greens in it, and it's made out of the pea protein. Besides the pea protein though, it actually is AIP compliant because it's just dried vegetables that are basically in it, and all the vegetables are AIP compliant vegetables. So I made that. That's what I've been making every morning. So like I said, I'm trying to stick to the autoimmune protocol, but there's a few little things here and there that I do let slide in. So yeah, like I said, I'm no expert at AIP, but I'm trying to make it a priority, especially when I'm at home, to be as clean as possible. And when you go out to eat, you know, if you get something on the go, it is a little harder to be 100% compliant, but as long as I'm sticking pretty darn close to it, I think it will be good. As far as an update with my health, my gut has been feeling better. Still some immediate poop urges, you know, still having that colon inflammation, but instead of being like 8 times, 9 times a day, it's like 2 or 3. So definitely getting better. I'm still on the cortisone steroid too, so that's another thing that is helping with that inflammation. But like I said, don't want to depend on that. I'd rather have my body heal by what I'm eating than having to depend on, you know, some sort of medicine for it. So yeah, we are just gonna go through the day. I'll be making dinner at home and I'll be going through some of my staples that I do cook all the time. Sweet potatoes big, carrots, broccoli, really anything that's a green. Kale salads, you know, kale salads, spinach salads, watercress, whatever dark green leafy vegetables you can get, the better. And then really just any vegetables, you know, that you can mix into your foods. I've just been doing like hashes of like whatever I have. Brussels sprouts, onion, broccoli, sweet potato. Literally, I've been eating sweet potato every day for the last week. Love it. Sweet potato is so good and so good for you. So it's probably one of the biggest staples. Like I said, coconut is really big on AIP. Sweet potatoes are big too. So trying to mix this in as much as possible. And I even made a coconut ice cream the other day. It was pretty good. I need to perfect the recipe a little bit more, but I ate it last night, like it was like the second day that it was made. It still is good, a little icy since it doesn't have the egg in it, but it was nice. it definitely does satisfy my sweet tooth, so that's a good thing. Okay, so right now I'm gonna be making what I typically make for lunch. It's just a vegetable scramble with either chicken, salmon, steak, whatever meat we have. That's what I've been adding into it. Very easy for AIP because vegetables are like the biggest staple of the diet. And then of course, adding on a good meat, you have to have some meat in your diet. And it's been good. And sometimes I'll put it on a salad. It just really depends on the day. But right now I have some broccoli. That's what I'll be adding in. I have some yellow squash. I don't remember what it's called. I got it at the farmer's market. It's like a mixture of Brussels sprouts and cauliflower. It's really good. So I've been putting that in everything. I do have an avocado that's gonna go bad, so I probably will just add that in. And then I gotta go get my squash. And now I got a baby ghost on my arm. Ooh. It looks like I have lots of sweet potatoes. Honestly, like I said, been eating these every day. I have carrots too that I thought about adding, but sometimes when I put carrot and sweet potato in, it's just a lot of the sweet flavor. And then I have a huge onion that I need to use. It's going on about a week old, so I'm gonna use about half this onion in this scramble. Now, what I have been doing, and you'll see, this makes a lot, too much to eat for lunch alone. So since Eric was on keto and not eating this with me, we weren't sharing it, so I was just eating half for lunch, half for dinner, basically. Yeah, this is easy. I mean, just lots of vegetables. As long as you're staying away from the nightshades, staying away from anything too citrusy, they're basically, you're on the AIP diet and, you know, you're good to go. Okay, another staple when you are cooking for AIP, avocado oil, coconut oil, and olive oil. Those are all huge oils. You want to stay away from any sort of seed oils, vegetable oils, canola oils, because those are not good. We're trying to stay away from seeds as much as possible for the inflammation elements. So yeah, this has been huge. I mean, avocado oil is one of my favorite oils, so I've been using it quite a bit. Okay, now we gotta get to chopping and dicing. Start with the sweet potato. It always takes so long to cook compared to everything else. Always cook that first. I like to just dice it up because it cooks nice and evenly. So, you know, however you want to cook it, you can do sliced, whatever. But I like little dices because it cooks up faster that way. Oh, these little things I got at the farmer's market, these, which I will get the name for you of what these are. Maybe someone knows in the comments. They have to cook too for a little bit longer, so I got to throw them in there. Usually at this point is where I'll salt, and then I have some all-purpose seasoning that's AIP compliant. Honestly, you don't have to use it. I just like the shortcut. If you just use garlic, oregano, and salt, that's like literally the safest ones that you can use on AIP. This I got from Thrive Market. You also can buy it on Amazon. And then at this point, usually I'll see that I'll have to add a little bit more oil. So that's when I'll go in with the olive oil to just combat not having too much avocado oil in here. And one way to really feel full on AIP, because I know obviously you're eating lots of vegetables and meat, which sometimes I know for my own body, I can not feel full if that's like the main elements of my diet. Make sure you're adding the fats in, add your oils. That's gonna keep you fuller longer and to make you feel better. One thing for me, I've been off of caffeine for over a month now, and I did have brain fog definitely from not being on caffeine. And having the fats and more protein and things like that definitely helped me feel better and break that caffeine and break me out of that caffeine need. Like this, like I said, when this cooks down, it gets a little smaller, obviously, when the water cooks out a little bit. But this is definitely 2 meals for me, or if I'm sharing it with kids or Eric, you know, then it's a full meal for the family. But it's a lot. It's a lot of food, and it is darn delicious, trust me. Chicken in there, and then I'm just gonna put a little bit of this greens mix into a bowl to make it like a salad with the vegetables, chickens all on top, because it's hard to have sauces with AIP. There's not really dressings and things that I like that much, but I will put a little drizzle of balsamic vinegar on this. Here it is. It's usually just a salad with a bunch of stuff on top. Okay, so I've been on AIP now for almost going on 2 weeks, 10 days, 11 days now. And we went to the farmer's market today, so I just wanted to go through some of the things that are common that I get there and that we eat. Carrots, lots of carrots. I got 2 big carrots at the farmer's market. Squash, yellow squash, zucchini, and of course, like I said before, lots of sweet potatoes, so I really tripled up on what I usually get there. I also got a lot of avocados today because they were looking very good. And one thing that I have been avoiding because it is a nightshade is tomato. But I did get a guacamole mix because one thing I want to do this week is reintroduce tomato into my diet. I don't think it's inflammatory to me, but I want to test it out just to see. So I just want to start reintroducing things to see what does bloat me. Recently, I have not been bloated after I eat dinner, lunch, whatever, so it has been amazing, awesome. So definitely looking forward to see what I can and can't eat. I love tomatoes, so I really hope it agrees with me. And then this week, I might introduce a little bit of pepper back, only because I noticed this salmon, which I freaking love. It's from a local meat market that sells at the farmer's market. It's smoked, and I do believe this week it has pepper on it. Sometimes it does not. So I'll be eating pepper there. I'm not gonna be adding too much pepper to food though, just because I know that can be very inflammatory. But again, I love pepper, so I hope that doesn't flare up anything with me. So what I'm gonna do is not eat tomato with the salmon since there's the pepper on it. We'll separate the days there, and we'll see, you know, what flares me up, if anything. Hopefully everything on this table I can eat and will be good, and I can start reintroducing a couple more healthy things into my diet. Honestly, my goal right now is I'm just gonna stay away from dairy, gluten, and then artificial sweeteners, and caffeine. So I've already been off caffeine for 6 weeks now or so. Caffeine's not huge for me, but I do like coffee every once in a while, so that'll be like that treat that I get maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks. Diet Pop, that has been my downfall my entire life. Like literally, I'm talking like starting as a little kid. I love Diet Pop, but I do know it was very bad for my digestive system. So I don't even know if I want to test it because it's just probably gonna bloat me right away and not be good for my recovery. He's sleeping? Okay, go make sure he's still sleeping. Give him a kiss. So yeah, I'm gonna just stick away from Diet Pop for sure. Maybe when I go to a restaurant, it could be like a special thing that I do, but honestly, I'm not having it in the house or anything, besides for guests, because my family does like Diet Pop, so we like to have it around when they come over, but I'm not touching the stuff. Artificial sweeteners are terrible. Just cutting in as editing Danielle here, I went out to dinner and did have a pop just to test it on my stomach, and out of everything that I ate at dinner, I think the pop is what actually irritated it the most. So artificial sweeteners are like a no-go, and I really have to stay away from them. I've learned that now in the last over 2 weeks now, going on 3 now. So yeah, artificial sweeteners, no-go, not doing them anymore. These are the other 2 things that we got at the farmer's market. 2 huge watermelons. I have been eating watermelon like crazy since doing AIP. I don't know, it's like my sweet tooth. Watermelon fulfills it. So here they are. One thing I wanted to add here is, yes, it is very hard to be on AIP because you do get very hungry, and like I craved sweets because I love sweets. And even though my sweet tooth hasn't been as bad lately, I still want something sweet like after dinner, especially after going 5 or 6 days without any sugar at all. Like it started to get to me. And I found out like, hey, an ice cream maker could be a good idea. Coconut ice cream sounds delicious. And it was a lifesaver, has been a lifesaver, because it does help me stay away from dairy. Okay, so last night I made with the kids some blueberry coconut milk ice cream. It's literally just coconut milk, coconut cream, and then I did a blueberry compound. So basically just put the blueberries on the saucepan, put a little bit of the maple sugar syrup. So it's the organic maple syrup sugar in it, and turned out really good. Consistency is so good. Love that color. It looks so nice. So really happy with this, and it tastes delicious. Sweet potatoes. Gonna make some sweet potato fries. Sweet potato fries are one of those foods that I love anyway, like even when I wasn't on AIP. So I'm making them now because they are AIP compliant as long as I use the right oils to cook them in and right seasonings. So making these, I think they're gonna be delicious. And we have some salmon that I got at the farmer's market that we're going to be eating with it. I think it's gonna be so good. And the kids also love sweet potato fries. So good way to sneak in some vegetables for them too.
On the plane, it would not go well.
Hey.
One that's a little bit more picky about, so I got her some of the Hanes ones. And
is you want to make sure when you're cutting up the sweet potatoes, you want to make sure they are all about the same size and same thickness so that they cook evenly in the oven. And then we're going to put an even sheet on the sheet pan of these fries. And then I have this AIP compliant seasoning. and this is just, it goes on everything. Sweet potato fries are done. Now I'm doing this pre-cooked smoked salmon that we got at the farmer's market. So darn good. Gonna put that in, just warm it up for a little bit. I love this stuff. It's probably some of my favorite salmon. I'm breaking the caffeine fast. Caffeine here. It's been many weeks since I've had a coffee. And this is gonna taste very good. That coffee, it was delicious, but I definitely know that caffeine is not my jam, not the best for me. I still love coffee, and maybe there'll be a place for it, but that particular coffee did not agree with me. It had coconut milk in it, and then they did use regular caramel. So what I'm going to try is maybe actually an almond milk creamer, because almond milk usually agrees with me pretty well. And since I'm a little less strict on the AIP right now, I'm introducing nuts this week. I am gonna start doing almond creamer to see, because I do think it actually had to do with the sugar that was in it as compared to the caffeine, but definitely caffeine intake is affecting the bowels. I need to make sure that I have less caffeine intake because I do feel more bloated with caffeine. Finishing up this guacamole I made, which has nightshades in it, so, because it's a tomato. But like I said, introducing some more things this week. With some sweet potato for chips that are fried in coconut oil, so those are AIP compliant. Also, crock pot with a huge thing of, I think this was 4 pounds of beef, to season with that AIP seasoning that I've been using, and some garlic salt. And then I am doing one of these microwavable sweet potatoes, and I'm just gonna open that up, put some salt on it, and then put some of this meat on top of it, so that'll go with my guacamole and chips. Lots of sweet potatoes, but like I said, sweet potatoes, that's the way to go on AIP. They're so good. Honestly, this combo is delicious. Just seasoned ground beef with the sweet potato in the microwave, so good. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe get some recipe ideas if you are doing some sort of elimination AIP diet yourself. Vegetables, that's the way to go. As you saw from this video, eat lots of vegetables, and that's gonna make you stick to the diet and feel full, and get good fats in there. Always get the good fats in. I hope you like this video. My next one will be my update as I reintroduce some of the foods that I have been trying now and doing it slowly so that I can kind of see what affects me and what doesn't. But I'll do a little update on that next week so you guys can see how everything's going there, how my health is doing. It's been ups and downs. It still is ups and downs. I've heard that when you first go on AIP, things do get worse at first and then get better because your body's like shocked into this autoimmune protocol diet. Since I already ate moderately clean, I don't think it was too huge of a shock, but there still were some things that have happened that are a little more unexpected, some itching and things that I didn't expect. Stay tuned for that, and yeah guys, I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Like if you like this video, subscribe to my channel if you want to follow this journey or any of the other things that we have going on this channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.